This episode is sponsored by my signature group coaching program for women in pharma and biotech Beyond the Ceiling. This 4-month coaching and mentorship experience is the only coaching program exclusively for women in pharma and biotech to design your unique career path and build the career skills you need to get a new job, promotion, or upgrade your role. Doors to the program open July 23rd to August 6th. Go to www.yourworthycareer.com/beyond to get all of the details. Welcome to Your Worthy Career, a podcast for women in pharma and biotech with me, Melissa Lawrence. I am a certified career and leadership coach with a master's in organizational psychology who has worked in talent and learning development in biotech to large pharma, from non-clinical to commercial. I help women in pharma and biotech create a career worthy of them. Whether you want to get clear on what you want, get a new job, get promoted, or be effective as a leader at any level, this is the place for you. Every week, you will get practical career strategies and mindset shifts to help you overcome the problems you experience at work so you can reach your goals feeling better than ever. Your up level begins now. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Your Worthy Career podcast. I am so happy to be with you here today on this summer day to talk about something that is so common when you're looking for a new job or your next growth opportunity. This actually even applies if you're looking to get promoted in your current role. And that is how to avoid feeling like the job search or the promotion process is just out of your control and you're just waiting for someone to get back to you or for circumstances to change, the market to change, for a job to be posted, for you to be able to make the career move or advancement that you want. I've heard some people say that what this feels like is like they are a sitting duck. Like they've done everything they can and now they're just waiting to see if they will get called back for an interview, waiting for their boss to figure out if they can be promoted now or if it has to wait until the next performance cycle or when the budget changes. Essentially feeling like your advancement is just not in your control. That feeling that your new job or promotion is out of your control just feels bad, right? It just makes you want to curl up in a ball and cry. Like you worked so hard to get where you are and like you should be able to do a job that uses your skills and that you're passionate about. Now, before working with me, my clients tell me that they work so hard for their career, the years of school, the hard work, the family time they've sacrificed, only to find themselves feeling stifled and underappreciated. They've applied to the jobs, they've had the coffee chats, they've asked for the promotion, and nothing is working. They have an interview here and there, and they just wait, hoping that they get an offer eventually, and it's exhausting. You start to question if you're really as good as you think you are, or what could be missing that you're just being passed over because clearly you could do the job, clearly you want the job, so what is happening? But it doesn't have to be this way. And we're going to talk about how to break out of this. When I start working with clients and they tell me that this is their experience, this is typically telling me that there's a blind spot that they have and that there's something missing from the strategy that they're using. Now, in a recent episode, I talked about 5 signs you have career blind spots, and you can go back and take a listen to that one if you want to know more about blind spots and to really identify if this is something that you're struggling with and what your blind spot might be. But for today, let's talk about what is really happening when you don't feel in control of your career advancement and you think that you're doing all the right things. Now, we aren't taught how to navigate the job market effectively. We're not taught what to do if your boss says no to your promotion or what to do if you don't hear back from an interview. We're kind of taught that ghosting is part of the process, expect to be rejected, and like it is what it is, right? And a lot of teachings that I see, even from my corporate days, were really encouraging women to ask for the promotion. Like the problem is they just weren't asking or that they didn't have executive presence. And this is just crap, right? It's honestly not the real problem. We've been fed ineffective strategies, and when you're told over and over again, the problem with women at work, you can start to believe it, or you can give yourself imposter syndrome and you can start to doubt yourself. And this only puts you farther behind and holds you back in your career and what you're able to potentially achieve. It makes you interview less effectively. It makes you doubt yourself more. It makes you more frustrated and even get a feeling of entitlement. Like you've worked hard, you're good at what you do, and you shouldn't have to work so hard to get the job that you want or the promotion you want. Like it should just come to you. You should be able to apply and get the job. And that entitlement feeling can actually really sabotage your efforts. Because even if it feels justified, it doesn't help you. It just hurts you. It puts you in a fixed mindset where you can't see the opportunities you have and you just keep doing the same things that aren't working over and over again. It shuts you off to options and brainstorming where you just say you don't know what else you can do. Now, the bad advice is still out there, and I hate to tell you that it's still really popular, okay? I still see books, I see seminars, I see things that kind of put out advice that just isn't part of my belief system. It's not what I've seen work for women in industry, and it keeps us in the same pattern of not really achieving our potential, not getting the jobs or promotions that we want and deserve. So let me give you an example. You know, on LinkedIn, when people like or engage with content from their connections, you can see it in your feed. It's actually a really great thing about LinkedIn. It allows for more networking and exposure to different people and topics. Now, I recently launched a Women in Pharma Spark series highlighting some of the women that I work with in Beyond the Ceiling and the impact that they make in industry, leveraging this feature in LinkedIn, because I want people to see it and to like and engage with it, because then that opens up the networking opportunities for the person that I'm featuring. So I want these women to have more exposure and build their network organically. So by featuring them on my LinkedIn, they get exposure from my connections, but also anyone who likes or engages with it. So it gives that content even more exposure. And this increases the people that my clients get viewed by. And then in this post, I'm giving this call to action to follow or schedule a coffee chat. It's pretty cool, right? So if you haven't seen this, check out my LinkedIn and look for the posts that I've made for Women in Pharma Spark series and reach out to the women that I've featured so far. But this means that because of the way that LinkedIn works, there's a lot of information that isn't necessarily great advice. That's kind of this common bang your head up against the wall way of doing things, and that gets spread like wildfire too. So through this feature, someone in my network liked a post of someone who is not in my network. And so I saw it on my feed because it was the person in my network that liked something from another person in their network. And when I saw this come across my feed, it made me shake my head, okay? The account the person in my network liked was for an AI career search or strategy service. The infographic was titled, "What Does a Job Search Look Like?" And let me tell you, between you and me, it had 15 steps to get a new job. 15. It included everything from optimizing your LinkedIn to submitting 50 applications, revamping your resume, changing your job search strategy midway through, making a new resume, getting feedback, submitting more applications, and so on. It was essentially everything we're taught to do. And nowhere in there did it talk about hidden opportunities. Did it talk about being an opportunity magnet, which is something that I teach. And the way that this post was sharing the job search process is the same way that we are taught to get new jobs and the way that you might be used to getting new jobs. But it isn't the only way. This is why I help women in the industry get out of this outdated advice, or maybe not even outdated, but just generic and not the only way to navigate the job market, and instead have a more simple, strategic way to tap into hidden opportunities that don't include any of those 15 steps. Now, if you're wondering, the content of this post was supporting these 15 steps and giving readers a to-do list for each of them, with a message at the end to be resilient and stick with it because the job search process is complex. Okay, so I am using this as an example of just how prevalent the generic advice is, and I want you to see that there is a different way. Now, there's a difference with women in pharma and biotech in general, because it's a very academic, talented, high-performing, intellectual industry. So the opportunities are going to be a little bit different than other industries, and the way that you can approach the job search and the job promotion process can be different, right? Because it's so niche, it's so intellectual, it's so strategic, it is meeting an unmet need. Like there's just a lot more opportunity. So that generic career advice that you might find on LinkedIn, in a book at Barnes and Noble, on Amazon, whatever, is going to be a little bit different than what I teach and what I help my clients with. So this post that I'm talking about had almost 400 likes and 30 shares. That means 30 people shared it with their network, and anyone that engaged with it spread it to their network. 400 people liked it and exposed it to everyone in their network. So I wanted to tell you this because it's not your fault if you think you've done everything you can and there's no way to get the job that you want or the promotion and it's all out of your control. You are literally being fed this by your colleagues at work, your bosses, your HR departments, and then subtly as you scroll through LinkedIn. But it's not the way I work with my clients. If you've been listening for a while, you know that my approach is different. When I see posts like that, yes, I shake my head, but honestly, it also feels good, if I'm honest, because it just shows me time and time again how what I do is different and innovative, and how there's this competitive edge to work with me in the process I've created, the intellectual property I've created, but also someone that is specific to working with women in pharma and biotech. Because how the coaching I do with clients is literally changing the industry is it's cutting down the time it takes to advance your career. It's building confidence and skills in women that you don't learn anywhere else, and in such an effective way. It's creating a whole new trajectory for women. Now, to illustrate this, I have a client who I worked with early in my business, about 3.5 years ago. And I'm going to be sharing the details of her career story in an email to my VIP email insiders in a couple of weeks. But essentially, she coached with me and learned the strategies I teach, built her skills, overcame her blind spots, and she expedited her career more than you can imagine. She doubled her earning potential in 3 years. She went from a manager level in tech ops to a senior director, leading a department in a new cell gene therapy site in 3 years. Manager to senior director, senior leadership team at a new site in 3 years. Now, when we coached together, we got a new role created for her and a runway to 2 promotions. She credits where she is now and this 3rd promotion to the foundational work we did in coaching. The coaching that we do is so sustainable. It's not just about your goals right now. It's changing your skill set, changing how you think about yourself, and giving you the hidden strategies to always be in control of your career. This is how you create the career that you want instead of waiting to be promoted, waiting for a job to open up. And of course, the foundation isn't just the coaching. It's her skill set, right? It's what she delivers, her commitment to her career, how she shows up at work, right? It's not just the coaching. You have to have that foundation of being someone who has a skill set, who works hard, right? All of those things that my clients have. All of my clients are high achieving, talented women in industry, right? So to get out of the waiting cycle and feel in control of your career, you have to stop waiting for your career move to happen and make it happen. You have to be an opportunity magnet that is not only seen as a sought after leader in your area of expertise, but sees everything as a problem to be solved. Like I said, we do this by going outside of the traditional job change process, overcoming your blind spots, and tapping into the hidden ways to advance your career as a woman in pharma or biotech. Now, when you tap into these hidden ways, you can advance your career by getting your dream role created for you, negotiating job responsibilities during the interview, offloading the boring lab work to someone else and doing more interesting projects, getting a promotion when budget cuts are happening, expediting your career growth, and doubling your earning potential. I'm actually going to be talking about the hidden ways to advance your career as a woman in pharma biotech and the skills you need to design your unique career path and get a new job or promotion at a training I have coming up on July 23rd. So if this sounds really interesting to you and helpful to you, definitely register for that training. You can get the link in the show notes of this episode. Now, when you hear no or don't see your job posted, you can know how to solve that problem. You don't need to wait. right? Especially in highly competitive companies where they get 100, 200, 300 applications when they have a job open up. You're too late if you're just trying to apply and be in that sea of candidates that applied. But there's other ways that you can kind of take the hidden door into those companies so that when you apply, you already have people that are making sure your resume is reviewed and that you're a front runner for that position. You never have to feel like the market needs to be better for you to get the job that you want. Right now, actually, if you're thinking like the market's tight right now, it's actually the perfect time to work on your career and build these skills to get a new job or promotion because the market is going to shift consistently. It's not going to change. Like the only thing that's going to change is the constant change. So being able to navigate it and feel in control of your job search now is going to make it easy for you to do when it happens again. You'll know how to get what you want in any market. You won't be scared of layoffs and restructuring. You also want to be intentional and strategic about your career, and this involves being proactive. You don't want to wait until you're desperate to get a new job or desperate for that promotion. This only makes you feel graspy and frustrated, and it literally, from a scientific perspective, shuts down the part of your brain that can solve problems. So imagine being in a place where you're never just sitting and waiting. You're never hoping a job works out or taking a leap of faith that the offer is the right one. When your boss says no to your promotion or project, you can make a business case that makes your boss think your promotion is necessary, and suddenly that no becomes a yes. When you aren't finding the right opportunities and you're just waiting to hear from your interview, you can identify more opportunities for you right now. One way I help my clients do this is I have an opportunity magnet framework that I teach that tells you what you need to have job opportunities coming to you instead of you chasing them. When you feel stuck, you gap assess your current results against the opportunity magnet framework. I also have a dream job troubleshooting guide with 20 actions you can take right now, even when you feel stuck or uncertain or like you've tried everything. You are always in control of your results when we work together. You're never at the mercy of your boss or an automated application system. You've worked hard to get where you are in your career, and you can have the job that you want in any market. You can also feel better and less stressed now while you work on getting that next step. You don't have to wait for someone to give it to you. Once you believe you can be in control of your career, guess what? You will be in control of your career. Because internally, your boss and HR and your leadership development or career development programs are going to tell you something different because it's a business and they are looking for profit and for money. And so those things around budget restraints and things like that are real things for them, right? Which is why it's helpful to have someone as your confidant, as your coach that's external to your company, because that means the coaching that you get, the strategy that you get is always in best interest of you, not in best interest of your company. And so you're going to hear things and learn things that your company won't tell you. Now, when you think things aren't in your control and you have to wait, what you do is you wait and you feel frustrated, right? Do you see how that works? When you think things aren't in your control, then you have thoughts like, what can I do? I shouldn't bother anyway. Nothing's going to change. I've done everything I can. And when you're thinking that way, you're not in the problem-solving mindset. You're not looking for new opportunities. You have blinders on, blind spots and blinders, like flashing around you, right? Do you see how that works? It's more than belief, though. So I don't want to give the impression that all you need to do is believe that you're in control, and you will be in control because you need the belief, but you also need the strategy. We need the mindset to overcome the blind spots, and we need a solid strategy that works in the industry. This is why I approach coaching with my clients from both angles. This is what makes you unstoppable and literally changes what is possible for you in your career. I just want you to imagine what it would be like if you always felt in control of your career advancement. You always knew how to figure out what you wanted in your next role and how to get it in any market with any boss. This is possible. So when you look at your career today, instead of thinking, there's nothing more I can do, ask yourself, what can you do? What haven't you tried? What skills do you need to navigate the market with the way it is right now? What would you do if you believed you could have that next job or promotion? And then take action from that place. That is how you are in control of your next job or promotion. That's how you're in control of your career, your potential, and what you're able to achieve for the rest of your career. All right, have an amazing week. I will talk to you soon. Thanks for tuning in. If you're ready to advance your career in pharma and biotech, I want to invite you to join Beyond the Ceiling. You'll get 4 months of high-touch coaching that will help you design your unique career path, build your leadership skills, and get your dream job promotion or upgrade to your current role. When you apply for this round by July 25th, you'll get an exclusive bonus, a one-on-one call with me where we'll solve your biggest career problem so you can get unstuck and start making progress right away. Go to www.yourworthycareer.com/beyond to get all of the details.